Hello and welcome to the Django GraphQL Query Fundamentals course. My name is Xander. This tutorial is part of a whole course playlist available for free on YouTube. For deeper learning, the extended course is available for purchase at Udemy. Now you'll find all the resources and links in the video description. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for weekly promotions, discounts, and Udemy course giveaways. In this tutorial, we're going to install Strawberry GraphQL and connect it to our Django project. We'll also create a new app and organize our GraphQL logic and take a look at the folder structure we're going to use going forward. So this is a setup focused tutorial. We're not going to write any queries yet, just making sure that everything is in place so that we can build cleanly and clearly in the next steps. Our core Django project has already been set up, so we're going to install the packages we need to use GraphQL and Django through Strawberry. So we need to install three packages. First of all, Strawberry GraphQL, which is the core library that lets us define and run GraphQL schemas in Python. Now, as we are using Django, remember Strawberry is not necessarily Django specific, but through the Strawberry GraphQL Django package, this will add Django specific features like model binding and view integration, which makes it a little bit more convenient to use Strawberry within Django. As we work through the course, no doubt we will take a look at some of the Strawberry GraphQL Django features. And then finally, we will also install GraphQL Core. So this is the engine behind the scenes that actually handles GraphQL execution. Now we are taking a slightly different approach because we are developing within our Docker container. We don't have our Python environment set up locally. So what we're going to need to do here, first of all, let's go into the requirements text. Let's add the additional packages that we need to install. Of course, they will need to be installed on our image before we can then go ahead and create our container. So what we're going to need to do, let's delete any existing containers you might have in Docker desktop. And then let's delete any volumes. And let's go ahead and delete the Django GraphQL project image because we're going to create a new one. So we might as well just delete that and just start from fresh. So that's just going to ensure that we start from fresh and there's no complications with this new build we're going to create. So at this point, we can go ahead and run Docker Compose up with the build and D flag. So we're going to rebuild the image so that it includes now the additional packages. Right, so we'll make the assumption that Strawberry is now installed. So let's go into the core folder and settings. What we're going to need to do here, when we use Strawberry with Django, we're going to need to add Strawberry Django in the installed apps. So head over to the installed apps. I'm going to place this before the apps. So here we've added Strawberry Django. So this tells Django to register Strawberry's integration layer with our project. It's going to enable features such as access to the GraphQL view for routing GraphQL requests. It's going to be support for schema introspection through the GraphQL interface, and it's going to provide us things like Django specific tools like model binding and type inference. Simply without this line, Strawberry Django related tools won't be available. So let's make sure that is in place, and now we can go ahead and create our new project folder. In this project, we're going to use a clean file structure for setting up Strawberry within Django. We'll define our types and resolvers separately and then bring them all together in the schema. So this type of approach helps keep things organized as our GraphQL logic grows. So we're going to manually create a new app folder. So let's go ahead and create a new folder. Let's call this Strawberry. We're going to need let's manually add the apps.py file in there, and then we'll just go ahead and change the name of this class to Strawberry config name Strawberry. We probably won't need this anyway, but we'll add that in, and then we'll go to the core, go to settings, and then add our new Strawberry app. Don't forget the comma there. So this is the project folder we're going to work with throughout this course. And inside of this folder, we're going to create a new folder like we saw in the graphic. We're going to set up our GraphQL folder. And then inside of here, we're going to create 3 new files. So types.py. We're going to have a queries.py. And then we're going to need a schema. That should get us started. And let's not forget, we're going to, in our Strawberry folder, we're going to need an initialization file. So we'll add that in as well. We will also need to make GraphQL API accessible at the web root. So in our folder, let's also create a urls.py file. Okay, so we have 4 files. First of all, types.py. So this is where we define the structure of our data we want to expose through GraphQL. So for example, if we have a category model, we'll create a category type here that tells GraphQL what fields are available, like ID, name, or slug. So this is all about what your data looks like to the outside world, not how it works, just how it's shaped. In the queries file, this is where we're going to write our resolver functions, initially at least. These are the functions that run when GraphQL query is sent in. So let's say someone asks for a list of categories. The resolver function will connect to our Django model, get the data, and return it in the format defined by our types. So if types.py defines what we show, queries.py will control how we get the data. And then we have schema.py. So in here, think of this as the central piece. It pulls together all the queries and types we've defined and builds the full GraphQL schema. So this schema is what Strawberry uses behind the scenes to understand what your API can do and how it should respond to different client queries. So if types.py and queries.py are ingredients, think of schema as the final dish. And then last of all, we defined a URL file. So here, this is where we're going to tell Django, hey, there's a GraphQL endpoint here. When someone goes to, for example, the endpoint location, we're going to run GraphQL view. So it connects our API to the browser or Postman or any front-end client that wants to make GraphQL requests. All right, so now that we have everything set up, we can then spend the rest of this module working through the step-by-step, learning the different components needed to build an endpoint and then how to interact with that endpoint.